Today we're getting into the census. The census is a great sin, a trespassing against mighty God AHAYAH. The principalities, which are the government, you are not supposed to be counting people. Mighty God AHAYAH made Abraham's descendant as the sand of a seashore. Even AHAYAH mighty God mentioned that Japheth's descendant, who are Gog and Magog, the Russians, the whites, the white European, have enlarged themselves as the sand of a seashore. AHAYAH mentioned thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for the multitude. King David was punished for counting the children of Israel in AHAYAH's word mentioned in 2 Samuel 24, and we will cover that later. People were born and dying daily, even the stars of heaven, which are you. Let's get into scripture to see what it says about counting people, starting with Genesis chapter 22. And the angel of AHAYAH mighty God called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, said AHAYAH, for because thou hast done this thing, and had not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. And thou saidest, I, AHAYAH, will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. Judah and Israel were many as the sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. As the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, You are not my people, that there it shall be said unto them, You are the sons of the living God AHAYAH. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. 2 Samuel 24. And again the anger of AHAYAH mighty God was kindled against Israel. And he moved David against them to say, Go number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king David, Now AHAYAH thy mighty God add unto thee the people, how many soever they be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why do my lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab, and against the captains of the host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king David to number the people of Israel. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto AHAYAH mighty God, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, and now I beseech thee, O AHAYAH, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. For when David was up in the morning, the word of AHAYAH mighty God came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, Thus says AHAYAH mighty God, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come to thee in thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise, and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, I am in great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of AHAYAH mighty God, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So AHAYAH mighty God sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And David spake unto AHAYAH mighty God when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, and I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. Revelations 20 verses 7 through 9. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from mighty God AHAYAH out of heaven, and devoured them. So I briefly wanted to go over that concerning the census. And we're getting to scripture reference. We went over Genesis 22, 15 through 18. We went over Genesis 32, 12. We went over 1 Kings 4:20, Isaiah 10:22, Jeremiah 33:22, Hosea 1 verse 10, Romans 9:27, 2 Samuel 24 verses 1 through 4 and 8 through 15 and 17. And finally, we concluded with Revelations 20 verses 7 through 9. And I want to thank you for listening. And again, like I said, the principalities, which are the government, you are not supposed to be counting people. For mighty God AHAYAH's sword is upon thee. In Yeshua's name, thank you for listening.